The NADA framework handles most of the development effort required to implement a NIEM exchange. First, it interrogates and ingests the IEPD schemas into a SQL schema collection. Here you can see that we have no collection at this point. You can see the location on our hard drive of the VN Exchange IEPD documentation, as well as the name of the schema we're going to ingest it into. You can see there are a total of 31 schema definitions inside the IEPD for the VN Exchange. And we have ingested all 31 into our SQL schema collection, which you can see here. Recursively iterates through the schema collection to determine component structure and relationships. Here we're iterating through the schema collection to determine the exchange document structure. I can select from our component tree path table to show you the structure that was output by the schema interrogation. Generate a relational data model which mirrors the XML exchange document structure. You can see in our demo database there are no tables existing at this time. Now we're going to iterate through the structure that was generated during the last process and import and create the table structure to mirror that XML exchange. As you can see, there's a rather large table structure, but this is required by this exchange. Now I'm going to build a database diagram to show you exactly how complex the structure is. As you can see, the sheer size of the table structure and the complexity of the interrelationships within would be extremely difficult for a human to construct and maintain. However, NADA automates the process and produces the complete SQL structure in a matter of minutes. Next, the NADA framework imports all enumeration lists to a SQL table structure. Once again, NADA will iterate through the VN IEPD folder structure to gather and import all enumeration lists defined by the schemas. As you can see, the VN Exchange contains nearly 21,000 enumeration list values. In the next step, we create the Atom XML object structure to extract the XML exchange document directly from SQL. As you can see, the demo database contains no stored procedures at this point. Now, if we refresh the list, you can see the Atom-generated store procedures required to construct the XML model. NADA automates the data extraction process to populate the relational data model using the data mapping spreadsheet and the creation of read-only views in the database. Here you can see there is currently no data in the submit message table. This is the VN Jail Sample XML document contained in the VN IEPD. We're going to use this document to simulate the data extraction process and import the data into the SQL table structure. Here's the original IEPD document. And here's the XML Exchange document as extracted by the ADAM XML model. Now you can see the submit message table contains one record with a matching GUID. The ADAM framework creates a single store procedure to allow saving the entire XML document created in the step above. Here we're going to use our second demo database to simulate the recipient in the exchange. Once again, you can see there's currently no data in the submit message table. In this simulation, we selected the exchange document from the first database and saved it to the second database catalog. And now you have the correlating record in the submit message table with a matching GUID. NADA automates the data aggregation process for import to the destination data source where any custom data transformation processes would occur. NADA gives the implementing parties a turnkey solution without any in-depth knowledge of the NIEM exchange model. No need to learn any special tools or technologies to implement a NIEM exchange based on an existing IEPD. No need for third-party vendors to modify their application code. Create read-only database views for the NADA polling service application, fill out the data mapping spreadsheet, and simply install and configure the NADA components. Since validation happens at the database transaction level, the issues with enumeration lists are eliminated. Changes in list values can be updated by anyone with database access. NADA saves IGES member companies valuable resource time on TA engagements. Additional benefits of NADA and ADAM. Every XML Exchange document is automatically stored in an archive at both the sender and the receiver. If there is ever an issue on the receiving end, the document can be pulled from the archive and resubmitted in its original state. NADA makes testing easy on both ends. Each side can easily test the process directly inside SQL Server with or without the other side's involvement. NADA offers the potential to eliminate the need for the publicly accessible service layer. It can be configured as an application-to-application exchange. The NADA database repository can be set up to use the free version of SQL Express. How about the need to offer NIEM exchanges in JSON? Creating a second NIEM model in JSON does not seem like a viable option for a couple of reasons. The overhead cost of creating a second NIEM model would be tremendous. Trying to keep the two models in sync would be a nightmare. We have a solution using a combination of our NADA and ADAM technologies, which could be used to generate JSON schemas for NIEM Exchange instances based on the IEPD. Then our ADAM framework handles converting the incoming JSON object to XML for inserting into the same NADA data structure as the XML exchanges. We're going to use this demo solution to demonstrate our class generator component. The first step in the process is to generate the results from the ADAM attribute select store procedure. Here we have already saved those results to a text file. We simply paste the results into the class generator control, select the desired location, and the matching class object library is generated for us. As you can see, the extensive class library matches the NADA SQL structure exactly. Here we're going to use our demo app to generate a JSON schema and save it to a text file. The location of the file is going to be on my desktop. And here's the resulting JSON schema file containing the entire definition of the Exchange document structure. This schema file can be used by a developer to build an Exchange document in JSON. What are the benefits of our approach? Leverage existing IEPDs for JSON schemas. No need to build and manage two NIEM models. Offer all NIEM exchanges in both XML and JSON simultaneously with no additional work.